So all these, I kept asking her, let me see the pictures of what you're doing to make sure that you are on point, to make sure that you're following what we agreed on. She was like, no worry, madam, relax. That relax when she talks, sometimes when I remember it, I used to vex her fresh. Because why will you tell me to relax? Because you were busy doing nonsense and you're telling me, madam, relax. Oh God. Because we agreed one thing. Mother went to go and carve waiting in her mind. I refuse to finish paying. I refuse. I say, I know they pay finish. Go and bring the chair that I ordered. She had to go and bring a new chair for me. So today, Lagos, I just want us to talk. Why is it so common for artisans to promise and fail? Why is it now the norm for artisans to not deliver on deadline? Why do they have such poor communication with their customers? Because I can imagine doing that here. Because this is my work that I'm doing. I have clients. I have people that I have to talk to. And my side gig as a master of ceremony, I have clients I have to communicate with. So, I have to be on time at the venue. I have to meet all the dignitaries they want me to introduce. I have to know their names. I have to learn how to pronounce them. Like there's so much that goes into hosting an event. You don't just show up and start doing anyhow. So I can't imagine maybe it will happen. But I can just imagine that I'm running late and they're calling me and I'll not pick up. Even me, I'll beat myself. So why is it that with artisans, we've just come to expect, this is how it is. Why do artisans have such poor communication with their customers? Tell me your nightmare artisan story. I want to hear your own story. You've heard my own in detail for weeks. Tell me your own, I beg. And if you're an artisan, if you're a carpenter, you're a plumber, you're a tailor, you're an electrician, you are a fitter, what other examples of artisans are there? I've said tailor, I've said plumber, I've said electrician, I've said carpenter. I've said plumber. What else? That's all, huh? I'm sure other people will remind me of other examples. Because really, I want to hear your side of the story as well. Because it can't be that you just don't fear God. That can't be the explanation. You know, there have to be real reasons why you do what you do, you behave the way you do. And I want to hear those reasons. And I'm not saying that things can't happen. Maybe the woman was not, lying to me. Maybe her upholstery guy really upholstered her. Maybe her wood guy really wooded her. Maybe any number of things happened. But they communicate with me now and definitely tell me this time where I don't give you by myself. Lagos, need I remind you, I did not ask this woman, bring it on this day. I said, madam, when do you think you will bring it? She gave me date by herself, unprovoked. Unprovoked. That's what's pinching my shirt. Unprovoked. So when she was seeing that all these things were happening, why not just say, madam? Same thing to my tailor. I even forgot. My tailor, she's one of my colleagues. That one, she's my friend, so I can tease her. My tailor has had my material for more than 2 years. I'm not kidding. It was just last week that she finally brought me what she sewed for me. 2 years, Lagos, she held my cloth. Every day I'll see her in the office. I say, madam. She say, oh, don't worry. And then she'll not smile for me. Don't worry. I'm bringing it. 2 years, Lagos, this woman hold my material. After a while, I stopped asking because I figured the material for don't loss. But I'm actually really impressed that the material no loss. And she actually brought the cloth for me. And she sewed something. And there's even material remaining that she will sew more. That one I'm expecting to see it in the next 2 years. Every day I'll see her. I say, boss will say, don't worry, mama, I got you. You don't got me. No, they lie, give me. Seriously though, like it's a nightmare. It really is. So I'd love to hear from the artisans as well. What are the reasons why you guys are the way you are? Ejo, speak frankly. 0700-993-993-993. Feta has been laughing. Feta, do you have nightmare artisan stories? Feta said,
I feel like at this point, people who do these things to you are people that are actually close to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because they do you and they feel like you can take it. They feel like you can understand. It's just the tailor one I have. My friend is a seamstress, and I like the way you're calling them out. You've called bosses, so I can call Dami out too. And then they do these things, and then they tell you, you think it's easy to be a fashion designer. It's not easy to be a fashion designer. By the time you try to cut this thing and get it, like,
why did you collect my money?
What is that? Is that even an excuse? Like, how am I supposed to understand you at this point in time?
As in, on top, see, and I started giving, and you know what annoyed me about my carpenter lady? What annoyed me was that she refused to take accountability for her mistakes, for her errors, for the time she wasted, for the wrong design of the chair. She refused to take accountability. She was like, so what do you want me to do? That's what she said to me. She was like, okay, so what should we do now? What's the way forward? I said, madam, what do you mean by what's the way forward? What do you want me to? I don't understand this question you're asking me. She said, what do you want me to do now? What's the way forward? I said, madam, imagine that you called a plumber to come and fix your toilet. And when the plumber finishes, the problem that he came to fix, that one is still there, plus a new problem. And the plumber is asking you, madam, so what do you want me to do? How will you react with the plumber? Imagine that a tailor took your complete measurement and went and sewed something that cannot pass your leg, and that tailor is now asking you, madam, what do you want us to do? Like, I was just taking, I was looking at the chat.
To that?
I was looking at the chat. She didn't say anything. She was just quiet. I think she expected that I'll be one of those Nigerians that will just manage, but I don't know how to manage. You will give me my chair.
And so there was this tweet I saw one time too about someone posted something saying, when you call your caterer to tell your caterer that, madam, how far the cake, and say, nah, today. We're talking wedding, no.
Lagos, let's talk. It's a business segment, but these are real issues because there are lots of businesses who depend on artisans, right? So you're depending on them to make beds for your hotel, chairs for your hotel, chairs for your school, chairs for your business, glass shelf for your business. You're depending on them to come and make hangers. You're depending on them to come and do electrical work. They'll come today. The thing where they fix, next day they smell like say they burn. Madam, no worry, they come. I just did traffic now. And you're hearing echoing in the room. You know that this person is not in traffic. This person is inside toilets. They're not in any traffic. Let me take calls. What Lagos to protest? 99.3. Hello. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. If you're abroad, give us a call on 0. Sorry, don't call us from abroad on 0. Call us on Skype from abroad. Abroad callers. Call us on Nigeria Info FM. That's our Skype ID. Hello. Good evening.
Hello, Sandra.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Elijah.
Do you have a nightmare artisan
No,
story?
I'm actually a tailor.
I
run a tailoring place.
Elijah.
Actually, when you said you were talking about, you'll be talking about artisans today, I said, I'm going to call him.
Please.
Yeah, at times we mess up. But all these things are not our fault at times.
Oh, yeah, tell me the reason.
Things in Nigeria will not make you meet up. You can imagine you set up an appointment with a client. Yeah, after delivering the job, some of them will not even pay you. Some will tell you, you don't know the way me and you done the deal. At times, NEPA will not even allow things to work. What about transport? There are a lot of times you deliver to people. Some, instead of them to compliment your work, hey, what you've done is very good. Some will get the job all in the name of want to like bring down the price of what you're delivering. They don't encourage you with their like we work a word of encouragement also. Some of us we are faulty, like me at times. Maybe I'm broke, I need to pay some bills, and you call me. I know this job I cannot do it to meet up at that time, but just because I need that thing to fill up, that family stuff, and that's one thing I used to tell my tailor friends: stop this, because I have stopped it.
Okay.
Anything I know I will not be able to do, I'll tell you, my dear, take it out. If you persist, I might just charge you, I might overcharge you, and if you can pay, I'll sacrifice my time.
Okay, Elijah, thank you for being honest. I appreciate the honesty. Elijah said sometimes people, they owe us salary, traffic can day, NEPA can take light, all those things. Send us messages on WhatsApp as well. And what do you think about Elijah's explanation as a tailor? He's not speaking on behalf of all the tailors. He's just speaking. Olushola is on the line. Hi, Olushola.
Hi, Sandra.
Are you an artisan or do you have a nightmare artisan story?
I have a nightmare with that.
Okay. Mechanic to follow. Mechanic now.
Yes, so that's why
Oh my God.
right now.
Health, they say, is wealth. But when securing good health costs you an arm and a leg, naturally, you'll hear people scream.
Yepa!
Or when you are at the hospital and they insist on a hefty deposit before treatment.
Yepa!
Or after receiving the full hospital bill and you realize that it may cost you not just an arm and a leg, but also your birthright.
Yepa!
But when Avon HMO has your back, you won't have to scream, Yepa, because in the end, we all need people. Visit avonhealthcare.com now to get an Avon Health plan for you and your people.
Avon HMO, empowering you to live a healthier, fuller life.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and this is the realest business show on radio. On this show, we talk about how the issues in the news affect businesses of all sizes and the people who work for them. It's called Balogun and Broad. So we're taking you to Balogun Street and Broad Street. Today, we're firmly on Balogun Street, and we're talking about artisans. Do you have a nightmare artisan story? I've told you my nightmare artisan story. You've heard several callers calling to tell you their nightmare artisan story. If you haven't heard my own, don't worry, you can listen to the podcast. It's available on our website, nigeriainfo.fm. I told it as soon as I started the show today. So as soon as the show is over, you can listen again so you can hear what Carpenter did to me. Also my tailor, you know. But we're also talking to the artisans themselves to try and find out, well, why? Why is it that communication is such a problem for artisans? You know, why can't, what are the real reasons why artisans seem to be unreliable? Now, I'm sure that there are some of them who are reliable, but a large number of them are not. And I'm talking about carpenters, tailors, mechanics, plumbers, electricians. Yeah. Like, why is it? Oh, I'm even talking far. Lagos, in my house right now, we have people who are changing the tank because the old tank had like wobbly iron, right? So the tank that's the iron that is holding the tank in my house. So the water that we pump goes into the tank upstairs. The iron carrying it. I don't know what it's called now. It's escaping me. I have people in the house working on that right now. And do you know that they told us 3 to 4 days? Oh, yes. And again, foolishly, I believed them when they said 3 to 4 days. So I said to myself, okay, and I just today call Merua to come fill my buta for house. No problem. I'm going to use hand, they flush for house. Nothing spoiled. Just 3 to 4 days. I'm not suffering too much. Lagos, it's been over a week. Over 1 week, I carry water with hand. They flush. Over 1 week. Some days they will not come. Some days they will come and just work for two hours and go. I mean, I understand that it's the kind of work that is slow and you need to do it right. You need to make sure that everything sets. You need to make sure that everything is just right. Yinka, why are you playing sounds while I'm live on air? So you need to make sure that the iron sets so that the heavy water tanker will not fall the iron. You know, you need to make sure you take your time, get the foundation right. I understand all of those things. I really do. My problem is, why did they say 3 to 4 days? Because when you say 3 to 4 days, what that does to the client or the customer, they start to plan their life with that schedule. I'll give you an example. Hard facts. It starts at 3 p.m. So those of you who listen to me as appointment radio, you know that once it's 3 o'clock, Sandra don't day for studio. Once Vaughn don't finish news by 5 minutes past 3, next thing we go here now, I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. You fit use and set alarm. You know that I'll be with you until 6 on most days, 7 on some days. So you can plan your life around it. You can plan your traffic, your movement, so that it to coincide with when I'm on air. You understand? So you plan your schedule, you plan your day with that time that you have come to expect from hard facts. So once it's like 3:10 and I'm not on air, you're wondering, where's Madam Sandra? Why is she not on air? What's going on today? You know? Or where you hear repeat broadcasts, you be like, oh, maybe she couldn't make it today. You understand? You have explanation. You understand what I'm saying? When you, as an artisan, you say to somebody 3 to 4 days, you have running water in your house again. I can tell myself, okay, I just need to endure this suffering for 3 to 4 days. It is now over a week. They started this thing last week, Tuesday. Today is what? Wednesday. And no explanation. I don't call landlord. Landlord, waiting happen. You say 3 to 4 days. Landlord, don't call them, don't shout. Till now, they never finish. They're now telling us, by Saturday. Hey, my gosh. My gosh. Because if they had told us right from the beginning, okay, we're gonna do this for a week or for 2 weeks, you can prepare your mind. Because everything is mindset. You know what I'm saying? Yinka. So there's someone in my studio. Her name is Yinka, and she keeps playing her phone while we're live on air, and she doesn't understand that it's distracting. Yinka, come and tell Lagos why you're distracting our conversation. Don't come and tell Lagos. Lagos doesn't care. Lagos just wants you to stop distracting us. Thank you very much, and God bless. Anyways, 0700-993-993-993. Yinka knows better than to have her live phone in the studio. She knows her phone should be silent. She knows it's not the time to be watching dance challenge on TikTok. But does Yinka do what she knows is right? No, because she's related to tailors, and she's related to carpenters, and she's related to the welder that is currently in my house building tank that told me 3 to 4 days. It don't pass 1 week. Hey God, I've suffered. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name, sir?
Good evening, Madam Sandra.
How you doing?
I'm fine. My name is Dan Baba.
Dan Baba, are you an artisan or do you have a nightmare artisan story?
I have experience of
Tell me.
Yeah. You see, first of all, I would say that this thing that we're laughing over is very, very bad.
It is, oh.
And it's one of the things that contribute to Nigerian problem.
It is, oh.
Yes. And I will tell you why these people continue and they will still keep doing it. It is because we don't sue them and we don't take them to the police. I took one mechanic to the police this year, I think about 3 months ago. They spoiled my engine. It took me, Nigerian police now, it took me over a month to get to the root of that case. Even though, Nigeria beggy makes me to forgive them. But at least I shake them so that they will not do it to another person, other people again. Then second, as I speak to you now, do you know that there is a convoy that damaged my vehicle? As I speak to you now, they send me money, I think last week. I make sure, I know Nigerians, a lot of Nigerians will not do what I did that day. I block them and I trace them, report them to the police, and the police did their work. They are fixing my vehicle. And again, there is a fellow again that I know. This is somebody that when I used to call radio, when he see me say, Adam Baba, you the Dan Baba that used to call radio. I said yes. I said, okay, since when this one they call radio, they speak against waiting no good. Maybe he go do waiting right. For where? I gave Obadiah clothes. He refused to give me. I went to his shop. He may be listening now. Take his standing fan and pressing iron. Take it to my house. He brought the clothes and I gave him his standing fan and pressing iron. So if Nigerians start doing all these things, if you say I mention in name, so that you will know that I mean business. And I'm serious now because I'll spend 150,000 just to fix a brake disc that Benga collected 12,000 naira from me to fix. Thank God I have a good tailor and a good mechanic that I can recommend even the president to, especially that mechanic. There are a lot of them that are good. If you're not lucky, you will never find them.
Oh, may we all
they
be
will
lucky.
stop money from you. They will not do your job. All they're after is the money. I think Nigeria should start taking them to the police and sue them.
Okay. Thank you, Dan Baba, for calling. Which brings me to the next level of this conversation. Are there ways to get artisans to deliver? So Dan Baba don't go collect person fan and person iron. You don't go carry mechanic, go police. Are there techniques, ways to use sense to make the artisan deliver in time and to spec? So the thing you want as you design am for am, now what you want, it go give you the time we wanna agree, it go deliver am by that time. Are there techniques? Do you have strategies? Give us some of your strategies so that we can deploy it, Smith is on the line. Hi, Smith.
Yeah, good evening, Sandra.
Are you an artisan or do you have an artisan nightmare story?
I have 20 minutes story.
Okay. Go
My
ahead.
experience is almost like yours.
Ah.
I observed that the iron holding our tank have rusted and informed my co-tenant. And we raised money. We called the weather. He charged us 26,000. So he said he needed 20,000 to buy material and all that. I sent 20,000. It's almost 2 months now. He's not picking my call. He disappeared with the money. And this guy has been a good friend of mine. All my wedding work, he does it.
Maybe something is
I was supposed
wrong.
to give him a contract of 120,000, but I held it and I didn't give to him.
Maybe something is wrong. Maybe something is wrong.
No, when I give other people the phone, he picks the call.
Oh.
But when he sees my own, he will not pick.
Oh.
Now he knows I am Igbo. Any Igbo call that comes, any name that Truecaller displays as Igbo name, he will not pick. If I give my Yoruba friends his number, they will call, he will pick. And he will say he will come and do it. He will come and do it.
So,
2 months now, I have to pay another guy.
So what are you?
go and fix it.
So what are you going to do? How do you do?
I'm trying to set a job offer for him.
Okay.
That will attract him to me.
Okay.
So immediately accept that job and come, I will arrest him.
Okay, well, let's hope he's not listening to the show. Smith,
yes.
Thank you for calling and sharing your story. 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Good to have you on the show, sir.
Thank you. You know, this issue of artisans, in fact, is a very serious issue. I'm happy you guys are discussing it. And one thing I've come to realize is that most of these guys, I don't know whether we should describe them to be irresponsible, because for them, they find it difficult to manage their finance, they find it difficult to manage their time, they find it even difficult to manage the job they do. I had several experiences. To even cut the long story short, one thing I really passed through them is that I discovered that ranging from the carpenters to the bricklayers, when I was doing my property, of course I moved in uncompleted, but these guys, you call them to come and do job in your house, you pay them, you do everything, you provide the materials. They will tell you, oh, I'm coming, I will be there tomorrow morning. Believe you me, 1 week you will not find them. Meanwhile, they will cajole you into like, oh, we want to deliver this thing very fast, you need to give us money, I will get many hands to join me so I can do this thing very fast. And they will keep you hanging. And they don't care.
So what are the ways that we can avoid falling into this?
One thing I learned to do is that I use their own network. Yes, I had one person that is quite close to me.
Okay.
So before I use any other, he's a bricklayer. So if I need a carpenter, I'll ask him to go and get me a carpenter. If he gets that carpenter, after negotiation, one of the things I do is that, well, after negotiation, I will tell them, come, if you can deliver this thing within this period, you have this extra bonus. I offer money for it because I'm not ready to die too early, taking after a human being that will hold your money somewhere. And I will tell you also that if you fail to deliver it on time, I will short your money with social amount. You know, it becomes part of the deal. Sandra, I tell you, I go as far as documenting it. Ask them to sign their signature, write your name, write date.
Does it work?
You know, I think it's working because the person who is bringing them, I know where I can get him. I know where I can find his wife and his children. So that one is like, but it cost me more money. But I think it's working. It's saving me a lot of headache.
Yeah.
So I know I can quickly go and hold on to this guy. He will be the one chasing them. You know, but
like a guarantor.
Really
So they become a guarantor.
Issue.
Thank you so much for calling and sharing your story with us. Okay, let me quickly jump over to WhatsApp. We have so many comments there. This one says, ways I know when I was in Abuja, you see people come with police or soldier to pick up tailors. There's this guy who they picked up, locked him up for months. Sometimes you see customers coming to shout and display. It's like an everyday thing. Some of these people are professionals at disappointment. In Abuja, now soldiers, they come, especially when you're making clothes for government official. People should stop taking jobs if they can't do it. But greed no go let some people take what they can handle. Me, I don't like getting soldiers involved in civil matters. You know, that one's just abuse abuse of power. I also don't like, carrying their wife and children, because they're not the one, they're not the tailors, they're not the carpenter. The person you did the business with, do the business with that person, because that one is illegal, and anything illegal, my hand is not inside. Jack says, Sandra, in my own case, I gave someone a contract to fix window nets last 2 weeks. Saturday. He said it will be ready on Sunday. I gave him an extra week till last week Saturday to go there to fix the net, and this brother was just fixing it that same Saturday after a week. I was mad. I gave this guy an extra week to resolve it, for God's sakes. Jack, my brother. We've got Jesu Dunton from Ikorodu, who says, I don't understand why artisans like to delay, and instead of saying the truth, they'll lie. I understand that there could be unforeseen circumstances, but it must be communicated. It's painful and disappointing when an artisan feeds you lies or ignores you. I'm an artisan myself. I make crochet clothing and accessories, and I can't do that to my customers. If I can't meet up, I let them know I can't meet up. If a customer gives a specific date for a delivery and I can't deliver at that time, I don't take the job. I make sure I communicate with my customers. I let them know when I start their work and when I'm finished with it, and also when I can't meet up, I communicate that and I apologize. Jesus, God will bless you. If you're telling the truth, well done, you're doing well. Simon from Lekki says, Sandra, my own tailor still has my cloth for 6 years. Till now, the tailor never finished work. Hey, God. Bumi from Ikorodu says, Madam Sandra, do you know some years ago, I gave a tailor material to sew 2 pair of suits for me that I wanted to take to law school. You won't believe the suits were ready after 1 year that I finished law school. Are you serious? I para tire for foam, but excuse upon excuse, and I couldn't go to his shop to para because I was busy in law school. Boomy, are you serious? It's not funny, but it's funny. 1 year after, oh my. Oh my God, I'm sorry about that. We oh my Okay, I'm done. No, wait, I'm not done. Wait. All right, we've got this message from Ame. Ame Ileki says, oh my God, I can't believe it. 2 suits for law school, and they were ready after law school. All right, Ame says, our tailor, our wedding was scheduled for November. We had to lie to the tailor, making my husband and brother's outfit that the wedding was October 5th. We even did an evening card to show him. Wow. So that was your strategy. So strategy is to show, see, I'm not lying. I really have this event. Okay. Here's Ugochukwu from Ikorodu says, I'm a welder. The word you're looking for, yes, is scaffolding. Thank you. All right. Ugochukwu says, as a welder, it is hazardous to work when it's raining. And personally, this past week has been very rainy. It affected my work as well. Yesterday, I had to work in the rain just to meet up. All right, Ugochukwu, thank you very much. But again, my own is, why did the welder say 3 to 4 days? If or just say, madam, at most a week. No, sorry, at least a week. At most a week and 2 days, or a week and 4 days. Let me manage my expectations. Everything in this life is mindset. If you know that you're supposed to finish 2 wraps of eba, you prepare your mind to finish 2 wraps of eba. If you know that you're about to do a workout that will last 30 minutes, you prepare your mind. Your mind has to be ready first. That's the challenge with life. So it's not as hard when your mind is ready for it. So when a welder tells me 3 to 4 days, my mind is saying, okay, 3 to 4 days. When 3 to 4 days can't elapse and I'm still carrying water from Buddha to flush toilets, we've got this message here. Damian from Shogunle says, Sandra, I have forgotten my clothes with my tailor because of Lai. I gave him my clothes. He kept posting me till the clothes lost. I stopped sewing for the time being. He felt bad, started talking me into forgiving him. I forgave him, Sha. I've given him more clothes after that. He delivered faster than I expected. I went to get another material now to give him. He's a good tailor. Oh, Damian, we're glad that your tailor had a come to Jesus moment and changed his ways. Adegbemi Lefemi says, personally, I believe some of these artisans deliberately choose to be demonic by damning whatever consequences that may be ahead. I have a tailor who feels no iota of remorse each time he feels to sew my stuff. And ironically, the dude is so gifted at what he does. Now them, you see those ones that are gifted, they know that they're like sugar. You can't stay away. You must come back. Femi says, for my sanity, I had to get another tailor because I noticed I just might be tempted to engage in some kind of fisticuff with his endless promise and fail. Thank you very much for your message, Femi. I wish we had more time to stay on this. I really enjoyed this conversation. Maybe I should bring it back next week. What do you think? Okay, I'll bring it back next week for Balogun and Broad. We'll talk about it for just a few minutes and then move on to other business news stories. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. Thank you for sharing your stories with me, and thank you to the artisans who were very honest with me as well. Ezekwesili on social media, Lagos. Those were your hard facts. Good night.
And I want to assume that you would run because I want to give the listeners context for the conversation.
In 2019, you were running mate to Atiku Abubakar. What did you learn then that you will not repeat this time?
Yes, when is the president coming out to address us?
There's a few things. One, I have a burden and a passion for young people.
The fact that you have elected a man does not mean then you begin to order him around. The president will do whatever is good for the country at any given time.
Mr. Adeshino, isn't the president responsible to the people?
What should the next president do to root out stakeholders who are complicit?
You fire those that need to be fired are fired.
It's looking like a brand new Chelsea, attacking with so much fluidity. And what can you say about that, Martin? I know you follow Chelsea quite closely.
I live close to the Chelsea training ground. That's what you mean by that. I'm not sure.